Hey everybody, you see a Reddit Dawn with a bunch of characters? It's time. It's time for us to show a rant session. So welcome to Venting. I am your host Raz from channel GUA007, and joining us today is the following. We'll start with you.
With who?
Yeah, you kind of said you, but we don't know who is you.
The first person on my let's go alphabetical order by real name. Don't use your real name. So that would be you.
It would be me.
Yes.
Wicked Gamer Girl 15.
Next.
I am Wishmaster98.
I'm Alfie6673.
And last but not least,
Is she even there?
are you there? Bree!
Oh, you used her name.
She actually just she only goes under Bree. She doesn't use anything else. Well, Bree will be back as soon as she freaking comes back to us. Anyways, here's the ground rules for this rant. A, if you don't like cursing, fuck off. There'll be plenty of it in these rants. 2, if you don't like our views, you can fuck off the channel. Nobody's forcing you to watch. 3, if you got hate mail, fuck your hate mail. Send it to freaking Wishmaster or something.
Yep. I like hate mail.
I love hate mail.
Hell, give it to Elfie too. Shoot.
No, I don't like hate mail. Don't. My self-esteem gets crushed. I literally took down a video just because so much hate comments.
Oh, wow. Why didn't you just, take off the comments?
It was because it was basically all comments. There was nothing good to say.
No, I mean, why didn't you just disable the comments?
Well, I don't know, cause I...
Focus.
Yep.
And last but not least, for all you religious types, if you really don't like the term of goddamn and heathens and various other things that might be questionable to your religion, you might want to step away. We don't want you.
Wow, my dad would totally hate this right now.
Yes, he would. So, today's vent session is going to be your friends, how they act online, and how they act when they're around you. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, you finally want to show up, Bree. Would you like to introduce yourself before we continue?
That's alright. I live.
Oh. Sport. Anyways, here we go. First things first. Among any good things, you got friends who they act like your friends when they're around you, but I got friends who act fucked up all the time, especially when they're online gaming. One of my biggest problems is this. I'm playing a first-person shooter with my friends. Tell me why a friend of mine who's on my team fucking frags me with a fucking grenade and says, "Oops, I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else." I'm like, you son of a bitch, fuck you. We're trying to win here, and the last thing I need is for you to freaking come up and accidentally kill me. Are you
Quote unquote accidentally.
Yes. Definitely.
Emphasis on it.
Emphasis on the accidental part. And you get those friends who fucking sabotage you like freaking in the World of Warcraft. I've seen Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, we've seen Leroy. Leroy fucked an entire clan of people just for deep fried chicken.
Well, they were gonna die either way, so I guess it really doesn't matter.
Good point. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, does anyone else want to have some personal experience they want to add to this before we get technical?
Ooh. I would say go ahead, because if I think it probably takes too long.
I had a friend who, she acts as your friend when she's around you, but what she tries to do is that she copies you. She tries to copy you. Like,
Ooh.
the way you act, the way you do. It's obvious. I mean, I realized it after like a month of being her friend. Because everything, I would be all like, "Hey, you want to hang out? You want to play this video game?" It was obvious she wasn't into it, but she was trying to copy me. And she stopped being my friend because she realized, I guess, because I'm massively complex with my emotions and the way I act strange around everyone. I act differently every day. That she couldn't copy me anymore, so she decides going on to somebody else and then coming back every once in a while. She basically switched teams. Like, she's either with the popular kids, the or like the people who are like she's got to choose her the right friends. But she after high school, once we got into high school, she just and gosh, in ninth grade she started making fun of me every freaking day in that class. I really started to hate her. And then this other girl, who was friends with her, because this is the girl Sam was copying at the time when they made fun of me in ninth grade. Or was it 10th grade? It was 10th grade, never mind, not ninth grade. Well, she says that she wasn't making fun of me, but she was making fun of me. So by the time she joined Dungeons and Dragons after school, every time she would act half-heartedly. She would half-ass everything she was doing. She was playing a Slayer, the easiest character, never used any of their stances, never tried doing anything. She would always forget what her character could do. She only used a basic melee attack every freaking turn. And I tried telling her, how if you try doing a little bit more stuff? And by the time she ended up quitting, and supposedly it was my fault. Well, what the hell is my fault for trying to get you to do it? And my other friend said I was making fun of her, and then my friends actually say that I kind of was making fun of her. Well, by the time that, I'm like, oh well, that pays back for the entire fucking year of 10th grade, where I got made fun of her in history class.
Ouch. Talk about mental scarring already. And we haven't even hit the meat and potatoes yet. Shoot.
I'm sorry. I don't like these girls at my school can be such bitches.
Ooh. Then you need to go to rant number 4, which talks about bitches. Well, go Wishmaster. I know you have something.
Ooh, not so much on the gaming side. But in my real life, I have a friend, I have not much against him, but he has one thing that tends to annoy me a lot, and it more becomes part of his nickname. I call him the living anime character. He can pull off every expression, every tone of an anime character. You want to act like a little chibi person? He'll do it.
Awesome.
He will act so
interesting.
sad. Now, most people would see this as a good thing. He does this almost 24/7 while adding internet memes into the mix.
Oh no!
Oh yes. I like the man to death, but he can get really annoying by doing this. And that is my little bit.
Well, I have a bit. I don't even remember off the top of my head, but I remembered this since I was little. I have had people who have been my friends. I don't talk to these people anymore. I really don't. But what would end up happening is I'd end up getting those friends mad at me, and their use of comeback to get angry at me was to make fun of my disability. Never spoke to those people again.
Disability?
Yes, I have radial club arm.
What the fuck?
What?
I'm missing the radius bone, the wrist bone, and a finger on my left hand. So it kind of looks like a hook.
Oh, I want to hug you.
Oh, thank you.
I want to hug you and cry for you.
Thank you. It's really not that sad though. It looks awkward, but it's not that bad.
Well, the question is this: can you still play video games?
I don't play video games a lot, but yes, I can still play video games.
Okay.
I live.
Yes. Even with disability people, you can still play video games. Yes. Anyhow, though. Damn. We might as well just freaking switch the tone of this rant now, since shit,
More like sad and depressing.
No, it's not even sad and depressing. It's like now I want to hit this friends rant now. Now we're gonna have to hit it. Shit, good job, you guys. You changed the original intent to make something better. Listen, if you got, I have seen all types of friends, but there are 4 friends that everybody should watch out for, and they're classified as such. They are someone mentioned it, the copycats.
I know I hate her.
Okay. B, you got the 2-timers, which they're your friends until they find something that they like that you have, and then they'll 2-time you.
She's both.
3, you got the never was your friend. They basically fit into a group of your friends just to say they were, but they never really was your friend. They were just looking for some dirt, usually enough to blackmail you. And then there's the fourth kind, which is the absolute true believer. The true believer is the one that makes you really believe that they are your friends to the bitter end. And then one day, they just stop being your friend. They don't give you an absolute...
Oh, I've had that.
I have had that. I have had that, and it crushed my heart.
Hey, you're telling me.
All right, here we go. Then, now that everybody gets the big four, let's start with the copycats. Copycats are the type of friends that they will copy whatever you do or copy whatever traits that you like about them. That way they can fit in with a crowd. Usually they only copy anywhere from 4 weeks to 2 years. Usually after they find out that they can no longer assimilate what they can be, they will go on to another person and copy them. This was notorious among my childhood because I had a copycat friend. Before I moved, I had a copycat friend, and I was also that copycat at a short stint of my life. But at the end of the day, though, I couldn't assimilate, so I just stopped being the copycat entirely and just developed a personality of my own, which I still don't. Well, problem is I still don't have a personality of my own. I'm more of a hermit, if anything. I'm more of a hermit, if anything else. But still, it gets very depressing when that person copies just to copy you, just so they can feel like they can fit in. And mind you, they can fit in anywhere. They just chose to freaking copy that person or you at the time. Anyone want to add to that? To freaking feel like they've been betrayed or something by a copycat?
I hate her.
I would. I would say I have met a person like that, but not so much on the betrayed side.
Do you know what? The truth is that she stopped hanging out with our entire group of friends only because I figured out she was a copycat. Because I kept telling everyone, she copies our personalities. Why do you even hang out with her anymore? She betrays everyone, and I found out. It just didn't take me that long.
Well,
I've got to say there was once where I was a copycat, so after that, I just thought, when I figured out I nearly became a copycat, I started everything my friends kind of if it was really popular, let's say Twilight. I have a moment where I tried fitting in with my friends by saying, oh, I love Twilight, because I never really knew about it. Anyway, and then, I've got to say, I did kind of follow in the fact that everyone hates it, because when I realized how stupid it was, I definitely started to hate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, vampires should never glitter.
I know!
Thank you.
Anyway,
They're supposed to burn.
By that time,
Exactly.
everything my friends would really be into, or Harry Potter and other stuff, that's really popular that I've never done, I would just automatically say I hate it, so I wouldn't try to fit in.
And that's one of the problems that we have with copycats. When a copycat is discovered, usually they get exposed when messing around with. This is a big one among fandom. Oh yes, among the fandom. Let's see. I had various friends who's like, oh, I know what Blaze Blue is. Okay, face me in Blaze Blue. Or, oh, I'm good at freaking video games. Okay, let me pick a video game then. Usually they only have the stigma and they only come with the stigma and the confidence that they can do it. But when it comes to someone who's been skilled in the fact, it just doesn't happen that way. There's no imitation for pure skill or pure fandom. I.e., I didn't know much about Persona until I started playing them. Now I can go with Persona 3 to a certain extent. Still the... Huh?
P4. No, sorry.
If I was to ask Maddie to play Super Street Fighter 4 with me, and she would be like, oh, I can play that, and she gets waxed, she would be caught under the realm of copycatting.
Oh, dude, I can't. I can play video games. I'm bad at them though. I suck.
I can usually
All right, now that we got the copycats out the way, we got them two-timers next. Oh yes, the two-timers. Two-timers are notorious for being your friend and then finding something that they like about you, and then they try to take it from you. This is big among females and males. Males more so for jobs and girlfriends, women almost exclusively for popularity and boyfriends. Almost exclusively. So, take me as you will, panel. Take me as you will. Have you had that friend that you've had a crush on this one boy or one girl, and then they stripped your heart by taking that thing away from you? If you can ascertain to that, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'm gonna speak now. I'm not gonna. They didn't strip this from me, but they tried to. I was dating a guy, and a friend who I'd been friends with for a while, and we were close. She was trying to guilt me into breaking up with my boyfriend. She was pretty much doing her best to guilt trip me into breaking up with my boyfriend. And I knew exactly why, because she's done this to me before. She craves attention from guys. Because every other guy was falling head over heels for her, except for the one guy I was dating. And so, of course, she wanted that one guy to fall head over heels for her again, even though she already dated him and broke up with him. And so she kept trying to guilt me into breaking up with my boyfriend.
Wow. That's just sad.
That is
No,
sad.
right?
I mean, I crave attention,
beyond
but
sad.
I do it in a little bit more elegant way. I'm by screaming, "Give me attention to my friends," or like something like that.
Anything?
Obviously.
Anybody else want to go into the two-timing bit?
I mean,
I'm holding
I really haven't
myself.
had that trouble because nobody really tries to steal anything from me, but
Well,
saying I'll punch you in the face, but
alright, so that was able to talk on two-timing. Let's now talk about the friend that never was your friend. Yeah, this one. This is the type of friend that gets into your circle of friends. He doesn't become your friend. No. He has friends who are in your circle of friends and is only associated with you because he's a friend. He is your friend's friend. This was big among my crew. I hated one motherfucker. I'm guilty of this shit. I was with a circle of friends, but there was one or two people who I hated with an absolute passion. But because my best friend is friends with them, I have to associate my black ass with. Personally, I wanted to fucking hit them over the head with a motherfucking spoon, freaking give them the cock laser, just to give them the motherfucking vaporized syndrome here. This was bullshit. I hated them for that sheer fact that honestly, I was already a well-renowned geek. There was no hiding that fact. Well, in high school, I was trying to hide that. Now, I don't care. I don't need to hide that. I'm a grown-ass man. I am a geek by nature. But still, fuck what you heard. There's no way in God's green earth that these motherfuckers here can have the same skill that I have. And guess what? They didn't to a big extent. And it pissed me off that my friend who was able to keep up with me on many an occasion had to entertain these blasphemous bitches. And these blasphemous bastards who I would personally have no qualms in tossing underneath a motherfucking train at any given time. If anyone had those friends in their circle, speak now or forever hold your peace.
There are many of those type of people here, since everyone just says in their own little group, and there really aren't many people who can enter both groups.
Wishmaster has something. I know he wants something.
I'm not sure if it quite clarifies part of that, but more of a guy who's pushing himself into our group. More of, he is actually part of the, not so much the friend, and he's also the copycat. He is a mixed breed, I will say. He started with basically, we were big anime freaks in my freshman year, and he would just join in, and we just all of a sudden bring up ecchi real quick. He's like, "Oh my god, I love ecchi," and he's like, "You have any magazines on?" I'm like, no." He's like, "Oh, well, can you get some?" "No." "Well, why not?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to spend the money on ecchi, and I don't want my mom and dad to see this crap." And he's like, and this would progress later and later on, and he would just, he would always want to get in everything we wanted to do, and he just was not a part of us, and everyone did not like him. He was he is what I guess you can sort of say is a pusher, not so much of a friend, I guess. If that makes any sense.
What about you, F? What about you, Effie?
Well, let's see here. I had it. Okay, well, I guess she sort of fits. There was this girl in a group I used to hang. Oh, wait 1 second. Anyway, the point is, there's this one girl who was part of this group, and she confused the crap out of me because everyone in the group I hung out with in 7th grade, they all told me the same thing. "Oh, we hate this chick. We don't like her." And yet, they'd sit with her, they'd laugh with her, they'd hang out with her and everything. And then 2 minutes later, she'd yell at them and everyone would get angry. 2 minutes later, she'd come back and everyone would be fine. I had no clue what was going on, but either way, I hated that bitch. I hated her.
Yeah, I don't know if that qualifies as, I really don't know if that qualifies as never was just not ever being your friend, or the confused type, which we'll talk about in the next section. Shit.
I just couldn't tell. I was so confused. I'm like, do you hate her or not? Explain yourself.
And now we're gonna hit up to the true believer. Now the true believer is it is usually happen among friends who've been friends for a while. They've been your friends. They were always your boys and all whatnot, your girlfriends and shit like that. But because of one thing, and you don't know if it happened or not, but they just stopped being your friend on the drop of a hat, and you don't know why. You can't explain why. They never really gave you that reason. They really never gave you that reason. I've had that a few. I've had 2 of them like that. But has anyone else had that? Speak now.
Oh, I have.
Oh, yes.
This same chick who tried to guilt me out of my boyfriend. As soon as she found out I was dating this guy, boom, she was done. She left me. And you know what I did even after she tried guilting me? I was begging her to be my friend again. That's what I was doing. I seriously was so low as to try. And she's just like, no. Just no. And she kept blaming me. And when she finally came back to me, she kept saying, "Oh, well, everyone was so angry with me. They thought I was the bad guy." I'm like, no one hated you. People were threatening me. It was a horrible. People seriously were like, "Oh, dude, if you mess with her, we're not gonna be afraid to hurt you." And I'm just like, and she's just telling me all these people like were so angry with me, and I'm just like, no, they weren't. You're lying. They weren't angry with you. They were threatening me.
That's sad.
It is so sad. I hate her so much.
Alright, I know that Wishmaster had something. Go for it.
Well, I had this friend. Me and him used to be real good friends since kindergarten to 5th grade, and it was exactly in 5th grade. Me and him were walking to school, and me and him were just, we were just talking, having a good time. All of a sudden, he says, I bet I can beat the living, I can beat the living shit out of a black belt. No, any day of the week. I said, no, you can't. He just got angry out of nowhere, and just literally beat the living shit out of me, and sprained my leg, I must add, and just walks off to school in a freaking tantrum. I don't know why. He just split. Luckily, I had enough. I was close enough to school where I lived at school, and I had to do something. I told on him, and just basically right there and then it just ended. And I found out later on he moved out of his house. No one knew he had moved. It just ended off like that. I'm like, what the hell happened? It was quick and sudden.
Yeah, I had two friends like that. Both of which was in my immediate circle. Now, one was he moved, so we really couldn't keep in contact. But another one, he didn't move, and at a drop of a hat, it was more like a her. Me and her just stopped talking entirely. I'm like, okay, that was odd. And ever since then, I haven't really spoken to her since. And honestly, I don't think I ever will meet. I can't find her. I don't want to find her. It's not like a motivation to do that. There's only one person who hasn't spoken, and that's Wicked Gamer Girl. Apparently, you hadn't had that problem.
My problem is that, I mean, there is a reason. My friend, we were great friends. We'd hang out during elementary school. I always had her back. In middle school, whenever a girl called us gay, I would always say we're not. I would always try to beat the living shit, or at least try to hit them or whatever, but that would always get me in trouble. But, I've got to say, the only reason we fell apart is because of high school and her mom dying. It was basically, I tried being there for her, but as soon as her mom died, she just fell with the wrong group and stopped talking to me. I mean, we still kind of talk once in a while, but I'm pretty sure the entire time she just, oh, but there's also another friend. He was a nice friend, great friend. I met him back in middle school. He was a great, great friend. I was amazed how close I could get with a guy who was basically someone who uses another girl for a cover, because he was gay. But I was amazed with how I could be so friendly to him, and I lost the friend that was a girl. But anyway, it just one day he quit D&D and Manga Club, and I never talked to him that much anymore. I mean, he was a great friend. I loved hanging out with him. It's just that one day he just disappeared, basically, in high school.
He disappeared.
I mean, he's still there at school, but as a friend, he just disappeared. I mean, he's not mean to me. He's still nice to me, but it's not like we're really friends anymore.
Oh, all right. So everybody had at least a piece of the pie over here. Now we get into this one little section, which we like to call that gray area of friends. There's two types of friends that fit in that section right there. The friend that you either like or hate, or the friend that you just can't put a finger on. Let's go with the friend that you like or hate. This is the type of friend who you can't help to either love him one moment and hate the next.
Oh,
I have that. I know. Now, the person that you like or hate, you might like him for certain traits, but hate him for other traits. And usually, it's either you stay friends because you can tolerate the shit that he or she does, or you just dismiss them because you don't want to deal with that BS. I know people have friends like that. I know I do. But let's
Can I say something?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Effie.
Okay. So I've got this friend at school, and the thing is, no matter how angry I make her, and no matter how angry I get, or how matter how sad I get, she still sticks by me, which is one of the reasons I love her as a friend, because she sticks by me, and that humbles me greatly. But the thing that pretty much pisses me off is the fact that she will come to me, pretty much use me as some sort of a vent box, vent to me about everything wrong, and then when I try to ask her about it, like go into more depth, she's like, oh, I can't tell you, I don't trust you that way, and I'm just like, what? she pretty much just vents everything wrong, and she won't let me get any more in depth in it. She just has to speak. She won't let me answer questions. She just has to speak. She won't let anything else.
That people is what we like to call Troll-Sama. If you don't know what Troll-Sama is or who he is, I recommend you go on that search panel and search Troll-Sama. Guaranteed, you will know what Troll-Sama is by the end of this rant.
There's nothing. There's nothing else she does wrong. This is the only thing she does wrong to me, and it makes me sad.
That would make me cry.
That made me piss the fuck off. And wait a minute, Frenchie. Wait a minute, Frenchie's online.
Frenchie's online.
Frenchie's
online.
Oh my god. We may have to.
Fancy pants.
Oh, we will commence this rant with Frenchie. And if you don't know who Frenchie is, we're gonna introduce her. Hopefully,
Frenchie's putting something in the text box.
What is she putting in the text?
Fancy pants.
Box.
Or I will send you to Mother Russia.
Still writing. She's still writing.
Oh, she's still writing. Oh my god, she's still writing.
She's still writing.
All right. Well, while she's writing, freaking Wishmaster, say something.
Alright, I got this one friend.
Can't get on
Good
call.
friend since freshman year. And basically, he has this thing where I'll give him something, and I won't get it back for about another, I don't know, about almost 6 months. And that's one thing I hate about him. He's like, as much as I nag about him about how, I need my stuff back. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll get to you tomorrow. Yeah, 2 weeks later, he's like, I'm like asking the same question. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll get right back to you. I'm like, no, I need that back now. He's like, okay, here. And he's like, he had it in his bag the whole time. I'm like, and it makes me wonder, like, what he does with that, like, why was it in his bag the whole time? But the thing I liked about him was that he was always in everything. He was a person who always had my back. If I ever got in trouble, he always, defended me. And if I need an idea for something, he was there to give it to me. I know it doesn't sound like a big gripe on him, but it was always like, he's one of those friends where, like, you give him something, he won't get back for a long, long time.
I see. What about you, freaking Wicked Gamer Girl?
Oh, what were we on again? I was not paying attention.
Oh God, we're talking about that friend that you either like or you either hate.
Okay, so do I have one of those friends? Oh gosh, it's all really lovely. I don't think I have. I don't really remember either.
So you don't even have that kind of friend.
Lucky.
Yeah. Alright, I know.
I mean, I could have, but all my shit happened to people I really need friends with, so.
Well, my issue is this. When I got a friend who I love and hate at the same time, freaking I like this friend because he has a channel like me. I've known him for years. But some of the shit he says is just outright outlandish. Like, are you serious? Like, some of the shit we need to discuss. But there's other times that he's skillful about what he does. So I can't stay pissed off at him. But he does get to the point where as a gamer full time, well, a gamer who's been gaming for 2 decades and shit, it irks me. It puts a freaking stain on my reputation. Like, I know you and you're doing shit like this? Oh, I gotta drop kick you. Fuck that. And then you got that friend that absolutely confuses the shit out of you. Now, this is the type of friend that you can't put your finger on. You don't know what's wrong with this friend. You don't know what's right with this friend. All you know is that he or she's your friend. I have one like that too, but let's see from what the panel has to say.
I don't have a friend like that.
Oh, you lucky. Wicked Gamer Girl, you lucked out.
Wait, what friend are we talking about now?
That confused friend that you just can't pin, you can't put your finger on.
I already discussed this.
I guess mine sort of goes back to the human anime, because it's like, I get really confused because sometimes I can't really tell if he's trying to act this way or is he actually trying to show this emotion, because sometimes he'll act sad. I mean, he'll literally, God, you believe that he's sad as all hell, but he's not meaning it. And then the times he actually is sad, it's hard to believe him, and it confuses the hell out of me. So, there's my 2 bit.
Well, it goes back to a friend of mine back in high school. I could never have understand what the hell goes on with his mind. I'm still friends with him to this day, but what got me is that he's the exact opposite of what I am. I'm like, what keeps us interested is that I knew his mother, and God bless her soul, she's no longer among the living. But what keeps me around with him is like he's just outright weird. Like, even for me, I'm strange enough, but he's like a whole different breed of whoa. What the fuck was that all about? He's like a different breed of what the fuck. So I really can't pin anything on that. So there goes our bad and weird friends outline. So to sum this all up in this freaking strange discussion, venting session, remember, choose your friends wisely. And trust me when I tell you, it's always good to have friends. So we are going to cut this a bit short, because we're probably going to hit another one before everyone decides to get all tired and loopy and shit. So, my name is Raz from the GWA. Okay, I'm getting an outro here. Does anybody want to speak up?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Wicked Gamer Girl for me. Gamer Girl.
Wishmaster 98.
LP6673 from YouTube.
And our bystander Bree. Yeah. And we're going to be hitting up another. We're going to hit up another one because we're going to give you a double header. We're going to talk.
I'm doing this the entire time with the headache.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I've got a headache. I've had a headache all day since my strange nightmare.
Get some Tylenol before the next one. Same time, same fight. See ya.